So many questions to be answered. We've spoken to UTAG. They've raised their issues as it is. We've gone around the campuses to see the situation. Now let's find the answers from one of the authorities who have been part of these negotiations from day one. Let's get answers from them. That's the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. I'm going to speak to their PR, Mr. Earl Ankrah, to get answers to all these questions. Come with me. Mr. Ankrah, welcome to the Citi Newsroom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, every now and then, strikes by teachers, by doctors and all that. This strike, we are told by UTAG, negotiations have been going on since 2013. Why are we prolonging these negotiations?
It is inaccurate that negotiations, of course, negotiations go on year after year, but then the latest negotiations we held with UTAG ended in October 2021, just about 3 months ago. Both parties came to certain agreements, we signed off on it, and everything is settled. So it is a bit surprising and a bit discouraging for UTAG to push it out there that they've been dragging issues since 2013 that have not been dealt with. No one goes into a negotiation and get around the table to negotiate something which is worse than what they came to the table with. It is always an improvement of your conditions of service at any given time. And the negotiations that ended in October 2021 gave them their best conditions to date.
Okay, so if that is the case, best conditions to date, when you agreed in the negotiation, like you said earlier, you signed everything, why are we seeing what we are seeing today?
It's a bit surprising. If you take a look at their communique, they mentioned the report of a labor market survey. Now, let me brief you on this. The labor market survey is supposed to help the employer, in this particular case, government, to find out which skills, critical skills, are short in supply in the labor market, in the public service, so that they find ways of attracting them back into the public service. That is the employer's prerogative. It is not for the employee to decide, make any decisions on the labor market survey and the payment of market premium thereof. There is a government white paper which guides the payment of market premium, and the government white paper said labor market survey, the results which leads to a market premium are not for negotiations. They are not even for groups. So you wouldn't have to have a situation where a group like UTAG saying, well, our conditions of service must be addressed by the result of a labor market survey. It is just the employer's prerogative. It is absolutely wrong, and it is false information. Vivian, as we speak right now, UTAG members are receiving every salary that is due them. They are receiving every allowance that is due them. They are even receiving every interim market premium that is due them. As we speak right now, every month, possibly they take their salary before you do. So it is not correct. I mean, the picture being painted is that their conditions are getting worse, whereas we actually concluded negotiation 3 months ago. They are saying that the interim market premium will not be affected by what they have seen in the labor market survey, so they are going on a strike. It is absolutely false. It is not true. We have negotiated with them. We've signed off on the negotiation. The new conditions of service are getting implemented, and the interim market premium is being paid as we speak right now. What they are talking about is the market premium, which is supposed to be derived from the labor market survey. And market premium is not for discussion, it's not for negotiation. Let's let every member of UTAG know. I mean, let the members of UTAG know that their leaders that come around the table should be telling them the truth. And the truth is, labor market survey and the results thereof are not for negotiation.
You haven't addressed the research allowance figures. Would you be kind enough to share with us what the figure is and what it was prior to whatever you've...
I don't know exactly what UTAG is saying concerning the research allowance, because I'll be surprised. What I know, and wasn't clearly mentioned in here, is that after we had signed off on everything, they went back to their constituents, and there was some kind of a voting process, and their constituents rejected it. But look
what you had agreed on.
Yeah, what we had agreed on. But look at it this way. You've sent representatives around the table. We've spent time, gone back and forth. We've negotiated. And intermittently, in between the negotiations, UTAG will say, we are going back to our members to check with them and revert every time. And even before they appended their signature to the last document, they said, we are going to our members, deal with them and come back. So they did so, and they came back. Government always understands those things. They came back and they signed off. So we were under the understanding that, okay, their members or their constituents have agreed to these, and we are going forward. Only for you to be hit with the fact that, well, they all voted, and they decided they
rejected what they came back.
Now, when you come next time to negotiate with us, what do we do? How, do we say we are going to go ahead and negotiate? And, each time, every step, government, Fair Wages leads the negotiation, but we are not around the table alone. Ministry of Finance is represented, Ministry of Education is represented, Ministry of Employment is represented, GTAG is represented, that is Ghana Tertiary Education Council. So, all these things are put together, and then we sign off on it. So if one party says, oh, you sleep, wake up and stretch and say, no, we don't want this anymore, what do you expect government to say?
So some of the issues that they've raised, would you fall back and allow them to have their way just for this strike to end?
The lead negotiator is Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, and it's headed by the chief executive. And the chief executive will have to get financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance before they decide to take correct on any issue. So I will not be able to tell you that we will yield. I mean, at the moment, I'm just quoting the policy and the tenets of the policy. If you look at their last issue, they mentioned
salary. Restore members 2013, yes.
Basic salary. I will share the government white paper to you. The white paper is clear that the interim market premium should be paid as an absolute figure based on the 2012 figure. So if you are asking, you are heckling your employer to pay you that percentage to restore whatever it is in 2013, it is inconsistent with the labor market, with the white paper of the government on market premium. And the leaders of UTAG are very much aware of this. If your members are pushing you for this, you're supposed to educate them and tell them, look, this is not it. If it is not working, you can invite Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. We will share it with them. We will not say, okay, look at the document and study it. We will come and actually do a presentation for them, the members, to understand. But they will block you off their members and tell their members what is not true.
So what you are saying is you will not restore the members to the 2013 IMP?
This is poor little me, Ankrah. I'm just.
You speak for the commission. So
the commission has not made that decision yet, so I can't say that. But according to the government white paper, no, this is what they are demanding is not consistent with the policy.